Shocking WNBA moment. Alyssa Thomas sparks fresh controversy after Lexie Hull leaves game blooded. Another controversial moment stunned WNBA fans during the July 9, 2026 matchup between the Indiana Fever and Phoenix Mercury. In the third quarter, Alyssa Thomas appeared to catch Fever guard Lexie Hull in the face with a hard elbow, leaving Hull with a bloody nose. Minutes later, videos shared online showed Hull sitting on the bench holding a towel to her face, while many fans questioned why no foul was called on the play. The incident quickly reignited debates about players' safety and officiating across the league. Despite missing Caitlin Clark, who was resting, and Sophie Cunningham, who was sidelined with back spasms, the Fever opened the game with incredible energy. Kelsey Mitchell, Ty Harris, and Lexie Hull fueled a fast 9-0 run as Indiana jumped to an early lead. But Hull's injury shifted the focus from basketball to player protection, with many fans demanding greater consistency from officials when dangerous contact occurs during games.
What do you think about the whole situation? Caitlin Clark getting punched in the throat, the suspension, media backlash?
It's got to stop. It is deliberate. It's intentional. She's wearing a target on her back. She's not gay. She's not black.
So you'd say 100% there is a racial element behind this, and there's a sexuality aspect to this because she's white, straight, and from rural America.
She's the golden goose of the WNBA, and people are jealous.
Indiana's dream start turns into a nightmare as Phoenix takes control for the opening quarter. The Indiana Fever looked unstoppable. Kelsey Mitchell was on fire, knocking down shots from all over the floor. Lexie Hull brought relentless energy on both ends, while Aliyah Boston dominated the paint with a physical presence. Even without Caitlin Clark in the lineup, Indiana played with confidence, racing to an early double-digit lead and looking every bit like a championship contender. But everything changed in the second quarter. Phoenix Mercury star Kahleah Copper completely flipped the momentum, scoring 10 of her 12 first half points in a dazzling offensive boast. The Mercury caught fire from beyond the arc, draining 8 of their 14 three-point attempts before halftime. Indiana's defense struggled to slow the attack as Phoenix outscored the Fever 29-19 in the quarter. By halftime, the Fever's early lead had vanished. The Mercury held a 6-point advantage, and 3 Phoenix players had already reached double figures, completely changing the course of the game.
What the hell's going on here, Nancy?
Caitlin gets the crap beat out of her. There's jealousy, there's envy, because to me, she's in the top 3 or 4 players in this league, and she changed the game. Candace Parker changed the game. Nancy Lieberman changed the game. Taurasi changed the game. She is the economic engine.
Third quarter collision sparks fresh WNBA debate. The game's biggest talking point came midway through the third quarter. With 6:58 remaining, Alyssa Thomas scored a layup to extend Phoenix's lead to 55-49, forcing Indiana head coach Stephanie White to call a timeout. But as play stopped, attention quickly shifted away from the scoreboard and toward a controversial collision involving Lexie Hull. Television cameras showed Hull returning to the Fever bench with a towel pressed against her nose after appearing to take an elbow to the face during the sequence. The images spread rapidly across social media, where many fans questioned why the officials did not stop play or review the contact. Verified analyst Kyle Ingram also shared video of the incident, adding to the growing discussion online. No foul was called on the floor, and no flagrant review was initiated. The sequence immediately reignited debate over players' safety, officiating consistency, and whether dangerous contact in high-intensity games is being handled appropriately by league officials.
At the end of the day, it's basketball. Basketball is meant to be physical. Like I said, I didn't even know that play happened. If you watch the clip back, no one in the stands, their bench knew that it happened.
Alyssa Thomas back in the spotlight after another physical incident. The latest controversy has once again placed Alyssa Thomas under intense scrutiny. Fans quickly connected the incident involving Lexie Hull to the June 24th game, when Thomas was involved in a highly debated collision with Caitlin Clark that resulted in a flagrant foul and disciplinary action. Since then, every physical play involving Thomas has drawn increased attention from basketball fans and analysts alike. Despite recently dealing with a left foot injury, Thomas continued to play with her trademark physical style against the Indiana Fever. Following the contact with Hull, many viewers questioned why officials did not stop play or review the sequence more closely. Social media quickly filled with reactions, with some calling for greater consistency in officiating and stronger enforcement of player safety standards. The incident has once again fueled league-wide discussion about physical play accountability, and whether similar collisions deserve more immediate attention from officials during WNBA games.
They're just brutal. And then I don't think it helps being a 5'8" white girl coming into the league with 85% black women that want to take your head off. Like, just straight up, right? Like, that's just what it is.
Clark. Fans erupt online as WNBA controversy sparks heated debate. The reaction across social media was immediate and intense. Following the incident involving Lexie Hull, many fans began comparing it to Alyssa Thomas' previous controversial collision with Caitlin Clark, arguing that repeated physical plays were becoming impossible to ignore. Posts questioning the consistency of officiating quickly spread across X, Facebook, and other platforms as basketball fans voiced their frustration. Some supporters claimed the league's previous disciplinary action had not prevented another controversial moment, while others questioned why the latest contact was not reviewed during the game. Many called for greater accountability and stricter enforcement of players' safety rules, believing officials should respond more consistently to dangerous plays. Not everyone agreed on what happened, with some fans defending Thomas and describing the contact as part of the game's physical nature. Nevertheless, the incident reignited a passionate league-wide debate over officiating standards, player protection, and whether the WNBA should take additional steps to address controversial on-court collisions.
Now we're being painted as thugs and there's death threats out on us, so it's really unacceptable. It is something that needs to change in this league, and I'm just really sick and tired of it.
Indiana Fever refused to quit in gritty comeback. What made this game unforgettable wasn't just a controversy, it was Indiana's incredible resilience. Playing the second night of a back-to-back, without Caitlin Clark, and after Lexie Hull exited with a nose injury, the Fever could have easily folded. Instead, they responded with one of their most impressive stretches of basketball all season. Trailing by 10 points in the third quarter, Indiana flipped the game with a stunning 13-0 run fueled by relentless defense, forced Phoenix turnovers, and timely scoring. Alyssa Thomas delivered one of the biggest moments of the night by knocking down a transition three-pointer that gave the Fever a 62-59 lead with just under 4 minutes remaining in the quarter. The momentum completely shifted. By the end of the third, Indiana held a 69-68 advantage, proving they could compete with one of the league's top teams even without their biggest star and despite every challenge they faced.
Honestly, because of my back spasm the other day, I actually feel pretty good because I didn't really play much, and so that's part of being a pro, though, is you never know what your body or games are going to throw at you, so you just have to be prepared. I think our team, that's a pretty bad loss in LA, and so we're very motivated and kind of need to get the train rolling in the right direction.
Are those back spasms something you frequently have, or is it something that just popped up yesterday?
No, I think I'm kind of like getting old. I got off the ground from stretching, and it just like kind of locked up on me. And so, hey girl. And so I'm fine. It's just part of it. I think I'm a little dehydrated. Had some kind of stomach issues. So it's kind of hard to keep fluids down. I think that's kind of where it stemmed from, but much better.
Your fans here love you. How much fun is it?
Fever fight back as stars rise to the occasion. Indiana's comeback was powered by outstanding performances from its core players. Through 3 quarters, Kelsey Mitchell led the charge with 24 points and 6 assists, controlling the offense with confidence and timely shot making. Alyssa Thomas added 17 points and 7 rebounds, dominating inside on both ends of the floor. Even after suffering a hard blow to the nose, Lexie Hull battled through the adversity and contributed 10 valuable points, highlighting the team's toughness. For Phoenix, Alyssa Thomas filled the stat sheet with 18 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists as the Mercury looked to protect their home court. The game turned into a fierce battle, but Indiana refused to back down. The Fever's explosive 13-0 run completely changed the momentum. After trailing by double digits, Indiana answered with relentless defense and clutch scoring, proving they would not let fatigue or adversity determine the outcome of one of their toughest games of the season.
Yeah, I think we've had great energy in our building most of the year, to be quite honest. Obviously Indiana travels with some people, but we have, for whatever reason, we just have not played very well at home, and the X Factor continues to come out and support us. And I did feel like a playoff game tonight. We're playing for our playoff lives here to finish the season.
Indiana's grit inspires fans as new controversy dominates social media. Even without Caitlin Clark on the court, the Indiana Fever refused to back down. Resting in street clothes before tip-off, Clark spent time signing autographs for fans while her teammates battled one of the league's toughest opponents. Against the odds, Indiana stormed back from a double-digit deficit and carried a 1-point lead into the fourth quarter, showcasing remarkable resilience. As the game unfolded, attention quickly shifted to the incident involving Lexie Hull. Video of the collision spread rapidly across social media, prompting widespread discussion among fans and analysts. Many online compared the play to an earlier controversial incident involving Clark, questioning whether the league should take a closer look at repeated physical confrontations involving the same player. The debate quickly became one of the biggest storylines of the night, with fans calling for greater consistency in officiating, stronger player protection, and clearer accountability when controversial on-court incidents occur.
Coach, several members of Congress sent a letter this week to Commissioner Engelbert. They said they're concerned about what they called physical hostility and violence toward her. One line in particular said, quote, "Concerning reports suggest that many of these attacks against Caitlin Clark may be racially motivated." What's your reaction to that?
Our team made a statement yesterday, so you can find that statement.
No, I understand that. I just mean as a coach, when you hear one of your players is being mentioned in a letter from members of Congress to the commissioner of the league, how do you handle that?
Again, that's not something we can control. We're not affiliated with those groups, and we try to keep the main thing, and focus on the things that we can control.
Fresh controversy fuels heated debate across the WNBA. The latest incident sparked another wave of passionate reactions from basketball fans online. Many questioned whether the league's previous disciplinary action had been enough, arguing that repeated controversial plays continue to fuel concerns about players' safety and officiating consistency. Others pointed to Alyssa Thomas' physical style of play, while some defended her, saying the contact was simply part of an intense, competitive game. The discussion also drew renewed attention to Caitlin Clark, who was unavailable to play but spent time greeting and signing autographs for fans before the game. As video of the collision involving Lexie Hull spread online, many supporters contrasted Clark's presence off the court with the controversy unfolding during the game. The earlier June 24th incident involving Clark had already resulted in league discipline after review. With another debated collision now dominating headlines, fans and analysts once again question whether stronger measures or more consistent officiating are needed to better protect players in high-intensity WNBA matchups.
Where I believe there's been a failure on the part of some people to appreciate the mantra of a rising tide lifts all boats. Ride this cash cow till the wheels come off. They did it in the NBA with Magic Johnson. They did it ultimately with Michael Jordan. That's how you do this. You find somebody that just galvanizes folks and ingratiates themselves with the public at large in such a way where everywhere they go and whatever they do, everybody wants to watch.
Physical play reignites calls for stronger WNBA enforcement. Alyssa Thomas once again became the center of attention after another highly debated on-court incident. Just one day after picking up her fourth technical foul of the season during a game against the Chicago Sky, where she also appeared to injure her ankle, Thomas was involved in another controversial sequence against the Indiana Fever. With Caitlin Clark watching from the sidelines, Lexie Hull appeared to take an elbow to the face during the third quarter, and was later seen on the bench holding a towel to her nose. No foul or flagrant review was called, leading to another wave of criticism from fans and analysts. The incident added to ongoing conversations about physical play and officiating consistency throughout the league. Several basketball commentators have argued that the WNBA should make greater use of post-game reviews and stronger disciplinary measures when necessary, believing more consistent enforcement would improve players' safety and reduce future controversies.
I do think that there is a thing called pretty privilege. There is a thing called white privilege. There is a thing called tall privilege. And we have to acknowledge that. And so the part of it is about race, because if you think about the Brittany Griners of the world, why did she have to go to play in Russia?
They wouldn't pay her.
Because they wouldn't pay her.
Because they wouldn't pay her.
And we have grown-ass men and women out here doing whatever they can to try to make sure that does not happen. That is the weirdest thing in the world, but it is what it is, and I'm glad that Caitlin has a great head on her shoulder.
WNBA faces growing pressure after latest Fever controversy debate surrounding players' safety continues to intensify following the latest incident involving the Indiana Fever. Former WNBA star Lisa Leslie has emphasized that players, officials, and the league all share responsibility for maintaining a safe and competitive environment. Meanwhile, Fever guard Sophie Cunningham has publicly suggested that Indiana has faced unusually physical treatment this season, adding fuel to an already emotional discussion. Following the collision involving Lexie Hull, many fans began calling for the league to conduct another post-game review and determine whether additional disciplinary action is warranted. Others argued that the WNBA should evaluate recent incidents collectively to decide if stronger measures are needed. As conversations continue across the basketball world, one question remains at the center of the debate. Is the league doing enough to protect its players while preserving the physical nature of the game? Fans, analysts, and former players will undoubtedly continue watching closely as the WNBA responds.